Party and the BJP once again resulted in a free-for-all. The MCD house turned into a dangal of sorts or a wrestling pit, and these were the images that were filtering out in the middle of the night. Unprecedented scenes unfolded at the MCD house. The BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party councillors came to blows over the standing committee elections. Water bottles were flung. Just not that, even the ballot box was thrown. Mayor Shelley Oberoi, who was already elected, alleged that she was attacked by BJP councillors. The same charge was then fired by the BJP in return. Here's the full report.
High voltage overnight drama. BJP AAP councillors coming to blows. Slapping each other. Engaging in fist fights. Throwing punches. Throwing ballot box. Tearing ballot paper, turning the MCD standing committee polls into a war zone. Hours after AAP's Shelley Oberoi was elected mayor. All hell broke loose in the MCD house after the mayor allowed use of mobile phone cameras during polls. Councillors from both sides went on a rampage late in the night. Amid the standoff, BJP councillor Pramod Gupta was also slapped by a AAP councillor.
मैं रिक्वेस्ट कर रहा हूं कि भाई ये सब मत कीजिए। हम जनता के चुने हुए प्रतिनिधि हैं, लोगों की हमसे आशाएं हैं, हम ये करने नहीं आए। और वो सामने से आके उसने मुझे पहले यहाँ पर हिट किया है, मेरे चोट का निशान है, आप देख सकते हैं। ये यहाँ पर मुझे अभी
पूरे सूजन हो गई है
जी, ये मेरे पूरा स्वेलिंग है, ये चोट का निशान है उसी की वजह से। और उसके बाद फिर इधर हिट किया है, मैं उसके बाद भी हाथ जोड़ता रहा।
Mayor Shelley Oberoi, who adjourned the house till Friday, claimed attack by BJP councillors.
एकदम से जब 45 और 47 वोट डल गए तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी के काउंसलर्स ने उठकर हंगामा किया कि मोबाइल फोन को बैन किया जाए। जब इतने वोट डल चुके हैं तो कोई ये लॉजिकल आधार नहीं है, क्योंकि कहीं किसी एक्ट में मोबाइल फोन बैन का कहीं कोई रीजन या लॉजिक नहीं दिया गया, क्योंकि बेशर्ते वो साइलेंट होना चाहिए। तो ऐसा कोई सॉलिड रीजन या लॉजिकल रीजन या कुछ ऐसे एक्ट के खिलाफ ऐसा कुछ नहीं था।
Even women councillors were seen joining the fight. Ballot box was thrown. Half-eaten apples were hurled. The ruckus resumed after councillors had a brief nap and had breakfast inside the MCD house. BJP's Amit Nagpal was seen tearing the ballot paper. BJP later hit the street, slamming AAP high-handedness. As usual, both sides blamed each other.
कोई माइक तोड़ रहा है, कोई बैलेट बॉक्स लेके भाग रहा है, कोई बैलेट बॉक्स के अंदर स्याही डाल रहा है, कोई पानी डाल रहा है, कोई हमारे पार्षद साथियों के साथ मारपीट कर रहा है। और हद तो तब हो गई जब हमारी महिला और मेयर शैली ओबराय की तरफ हमला करने के लिए बढ़े।
वहाँ पे जो अपना गैर कानूनी तरीके से इलेक्शन को कराना चाहते हैं, वो ऐसा हम नहीं होने देंगे। उन्हीं के नेता ने पहले कहा मेयर के इलेक्शन में कि मोबाइल अंदर अलाउ नहीं होना चाहिए। हमने उनकी बात मानी और बाद में जब स्टैंडिंग कमेटी का मेंबर का इलेक्शन आया, उन्होंने कहा कि मोबाइल अलाउ होना चाहिए। तो ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है कि एक इलेक्शन में आपका कानून अलग है?
Basically, it is BJP which is stalling the constitutional process of this country, and I'm a bit scared that if this is the way BJP will go ahead with its elections, then there will be lot of problem in terms of following the traditions of the democracy.
AAP means anarchist, acrimonious party. They are trying and attempting to sabotage this entire election. First, they played the victimhood card, and now they are steamrolling all the rules and procedures, including the most fundamental principle of secret ballot, by allowing mobile phones to be used in the process of voting.
Will BJP AAP bury the hatchet for sake of Delhi or keep on shaming capital's voters? With Amit Bharadwaj, Akshay Dongre and Aishwarya Paliwal in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, a couple of things, viewers. How is it that finally for the fourth time, because the three times that there was an attempt to vote for the mayor and the deputy mayor, similar scenes, slightly less violent, but similar scenes were witnessed. The fourth time round, after the Supreme Court stepped in, mandated that in one day, all elections need to take place, which is the mayor, deputy mayor, as well as the standing committee. Now, the mayor election happened quite timidly, so did the deputy mayor elections, but all hell broke loose when the election started for the 18-member standing committee. Why is it so important? Viewers, I want to quickly take you through that. The standing committee is an 18-member committee. Now, while the mayor and the deputy mayor are titular heads, they really don't quite hold the power. The power is in the hands of the standing committee, where 6 of these members were to be elected yesterday by the councillors. 12 of them are then to be elected by ward committees. And these 12 elections by the ward committees are important because that is when the role of the aldermen, those members elected by the LG, comes in, nominated by the LG, really comes in. The importance of the standing committee, like I said, while the role of the mayor is like a titular role, where the real powers lie with the standing committee when it comes to policies, when it comes to financial decisions, all of that lies in the hand of this 18-member committee, which actually has the executive powers. So very important, and therefore we saw what we saw go down till not just midnight, viewers, till the dead of night, till about 1:30 a.m. So who started the ruckus once again, where once again the citizens of the national capital are ashamed of what we saw in the MCD house? Let me quickly cut across to our panelists this evening. Harish Khurana, spokesperson, Bharatiya Janata Party. Reena Gupta, spokesperson, Aam Aadmi Party. Multiple charges and counts on both sides. While Reena Gupta, the BJP says, why is it that the mayor, Shelley Oberoi, actually allowed the use of cellular phones when they were not allowed when the voting was taking place for the mayor or deputy mayor? Why was it allowed by the mayor during the election of the standing committee? But Harish Khurana, it does seem that the BJP understands the importance and the powers of the standing committee, and you did what you could to make sure that the elections didn't take place. First you, Harish Khurana, go ahead.
Preeti, the basic fundamental of this election was to maintain a secrecy of the ballot. But what has happened? For first 56 votes, you allow the mobile phones to take inside, and over there, councillors were taking the pictures of the ballot paper, what they are casting in, and sending it to their high command bosses. The point is, then where the secrecy is left. I mean, the basic, when you are doing an illegal thing, which is illegal also and fundamentally wrong also, you are showing and they are casting a vote to the X party and sending it to a picture to high command. The basic principle was been flouted at the point number 1 stage only. Point is, when you are not allowing the mobile phones at the time of mayor election, you are not allowing at the time of deputy mayor election. What has happened that you have allowed in standing committee? Because standing committee election was the most important, and they also know that there 6. They have the third candidate is losing. They are sure about 2 candidates. BJP is also sure about 2 candidates. But the main thing is about the third candidate, which has to be elected. That is the reason they were, because of preferential votes, they are pretty sure that they are losing this election, and by these kind of things were happening, they don't want the election to happen.
Okay, Harish Khurana, I want to bring Reena Gupta in, but I'll ask you a counter question before I just pull her in. Actually, ultimately, even though the cell phones were allowed, then the mayor came out and said that cell phones will be banned, they will not be allowed. Yet you didn't want the elections to take place. The Aam Aadmi Party says we were in the MCD house through the course of the night. You didn't want the elections to take place. Yes, Reena Gupta. Yeah, okay, Reena Gupta. I'll just come back to you. Okay, Reena, okay, I'm coming back to you, Harish Khurana. The question is, Reena Gupta, why the use of cell phones? Why were they allowed when they were not allowed for the deputy mayor and the mayor election?
Preeti, what we saw yesterday was world's largest party that has gotten addicted to power and corruption lose its balance and behave like, it's almost like an analogy, Preeti, I would like to create. It's like when when a drug addict and you take drugs away from the drug addict, they start behaving in a mentally unstable way. And that is what we saw Bharatiya Janata Party's behavior. It is shameful. Bharatiya Janata Party should apologize to the country. You have shamed us everywhere with your behavior yesterday. Their mayoral candidate Rekha Gupta is seen clearly running away with the ballot box, breaking the mic, throwing water, throwing dirty fruits and tables and chairs at us. This is after all their operations, Operation Lotus, Operation Unification, Delimitation, everything they've been trying for the last 1 year. Everything failed, Preeti. But
Reena Gupta, why the cell phones? When no cell phones for mayor election. But Reena Gupta, the question is, when no cell phones for mayor elections, no cell phones for deputy mayor elections, why is it that the mayor Shelley Oberoi allowed the use of cell phones in the beginning when the voting for the standing committee started?
Nowhere in the DMC Act does it say that cell phones are not allowed. Cell phones are supposed to be on silent. But we don't expect Bharatiya Janata Party to either follow the constitution. They don't recognize the Supreme Court. This is what they've been doing 4 times now, Preeti, that they tried to delay these elections. It was only after they got a tight slap from the Supreme Court that the elections were actually happening yesterday. But they have gotten so used to corruption in Delhi. They have made Delhi MCD bankrupt, and now that they've lost power, they are just not able to digest this file. This is the reality. The people of Delhi have thrown you out. Please respect the mandate of the
Harish
people of
Khurana.
Delhi. We have already lost.
Okay, Harish Khurana. Okay. We'll get into the rhetoric. Let's just get into the facts first. Reena Gupta, let's try to get into the rhetoric later. I want to bring in Harish Khurana.
This is how we are going to...
Okay, Harish Khurana, I want to ask you the question which I asked you earlier. You say, why the cell phones? After 2 hours of abject pandemonium where you put your foot down clearly in the MCD house, the mayor came out and said, okay, no cell phones. Yet, the BJP didn't want to, or your councillors didn't want to go ahead with the elections. The Aam Aadmi Party says, we'll camp here through the course of the night, let the elections take place. Why didn't your councillors cooperate then?
Preeti, basic fundamental thing what I explained to your viewers, that they have flouted the secrecy. What about 56 councillors who have voted? I mean, point is, you're disallowing the mobile phones for 150, 200 odd members, that okay, now from now, these mobile phones will be not allowed. But what about 56 candidates who have 56 councillors who have voted? Our point is, if you are maintaining a secrecy, which has to be to be there, what about from council number 1 to 56 who have already casted their vote, taking a mobile inside? Let's do these votes should be void, null and void, and they cast their own vote again. What's the wrong in that? And in fact, their own leader of house, Mukesh Goel, at the time of starting of the house, when the election was happening of mayor, he himself has proposed that mobile phones and the pen, because pen, he said, because cameras hote hain, so we want that cameras and the phone should not be allowed. And we have seen the picture when Shelley Oberoi herself was casting the vote, she was giving the mobile phone to the officer. Point is, for allowing for 56 councillors, your norms are something else, and for other councillors, your norms are something else. So it should be same for everybody. If mobile is not allowed, that should not be allowed for everybody, na? Why only?
Okay, Reena Gupta respond. Okay.
See, Preeti, first of all, let's look at the chronology of events. It is not the first time that they've tried to stop this election. This is the 4th time, Preeti. This is the 4th time they tried to stop the election. For the last 80 days, they have been trying to buy our councillors. They have been trying to do an Operation Lotus in Delhi. but they have failed. And after failing to do an Operation Lotus, now they are resorting to violence. They should apologize to the whole country. This is what you are showing to the whole country in a year that we are hosting the G20, where you're going to have all international delegation coming to Delhi, and you want to show this is what democracy looks like in Delhi and in India. That you are
I'll come to you, sir. Let her finish. I'll come right back.
You are heckling the mayor. You are resorting to violence in the house of MCD. This is your idea of democracy, Mr. Harish Khurana. Why are you not apologizing to the country? You have wasted everybody's time. You have wasted the exchequer money.
Coming, sir, 2 minutes. Let her finish. I'll come to you. You'll have equal chance.
Standing council in Delhi. How is Delhi function? How will we deliver on our promises? 80 days have already been lost. And Delhi, which has been converted into a Kude ka pahad, how will we ever in Delhi if we don't?
Okay, Harish Khurana, you want to come in for a rebuttal? Go ahead.
Preeti, my friend Reena was retorting the same thing, but she's not answering why 56 councillors were allowed the mobile phone, because when the secrecy was not been maintained.
Why did you not object in the beginning? As soon as you objected, we said okay, no more mobile phones allowed.
Let her finish. Let her finish. Okay, can I just get Miss Gupta? He let you speak. Allow him the same. Mr. Khurana, go ahead. I'll come back to you, madam. No point heckling. Harish Khurana, go ahead. I'll come back to you. Can I just get Harish Khurana? Harish Khurana, make your point.
Now I'm disclosing one document on your channel. This is a letter which has been written by Secretary MCD to the mayor at the midnight, where he clearly stated one thing, and I'm reading the line, that the total 55 ballots were issued, and we are not aware. This point is very, very clear, has to be underlined, that we are not aware that how many councillors have casted their vote and dropped their ballot papers in the ballot boxes. And the report which is coming in, 10 ballot papers is in the pocket of the councillors. So how can you expect a free and a fair election at that point of time?
But Harish Khurana, at least 6 of those ballot papers are or were with the BJP councillors, sir.
It's not point of that.
But I'm just giving you. I'm just telling you what happened.
Listen, when the chaos was starting happening, you have sealed the ballot boxes. Point is not this. Point is 10 ballot papers is not in the boxes which has been issued. How can you expect a free and fair election?
Okay. Reena Gupta, you wanted to come in for a rebuttal. Go ahead. The fact is, tomorrow is another date. Will the elections actually happen?
Preeti, 4 times we have tried to get Delhi a mayor, a deputy mayor, a standing committee. Every time the Bharatiya Janata Party has tried to stop the process. We have a clear majority in the house. In 80 days, if you have not managed to buy any Aam Aadmi Party councillor, how are you going to be able to buy councillors in one day? So Bharatiya Janata Party should respect the mandate of the people of Delhi.
But Reena Gupta, another charge at the doorstep of the Aam Aadmi Party is you have the mandate and you showed the show of strength physically last night.
Allow us to deliver on our promises. You know, you've lost the election. Just respect the mandate of the people of Delhi. Give us 5 years. You can come back again if people of Delhi are not happy with us.
Reena Gupta.
For now, allow us to function.
But
the Delhi MCD,
Reena Gupta, the show of strength, what the BJP also alleges was shown physically by your councillors last night.
Preeti, the videos are all out in the public domain. Rekha Gupta running away with the ballot box. Rekha Gupta breaking the mic. Rekha Gupta throwing objects at our councillors. Everything is in the public domain.
Okay.
They started the fight. We have nothing to lose. We have full majority. Why
Harish Khurana, now, you know, as a Delhi citizen, as a journalist, I'm getting tired of doing this debate the 4th time over, sir. Tomorrow is the 5th time around. The elections are going to take place again for the standing committee. Will the BJP go ahead and allow what is now a court-mandated proceeding, sir?
Preeti, one thing we want, and I think whole Delhi wants, a free and a fair election. And secrecy should be maintained. Our stand is absolutely clear.
It is so ironical when Bharatiya Janata
Can I
Party
just get Mr. Khurana?
about free and fair elections.
Just Mr. Khurana,
a
please.
mobile phone and they have shown the pictures to their high command that should be disallowed and repolling should be done again by the if you want to maintain a secrecy. And where are the ballot papers which is outside right now? So we want a free and fair election should be conducted, and we are in support. We want that standing committee should be formed immediately so that work should be started.
Well, I would hope. You know, I would really hope that Delhi's fifth time lucky. It's deeply embarrassing to see these visuals, I'm sure, for the both of you as well.
Even I am embarrassed. Even I am embarrassed.
Well,
Mr. Harish Khurana should apologize to the country for the murder of democracy that the whole country has seen
everybody's
yesterday.
seeing it.
And I really hope that Mr. Khurana will ensure that his party
appreciate. May I bow to this debate, and may we just leave with a request to our councillors, please don't embarrass us again. It's been 4 times, we've had enough. You know, those scenes, enough. And it's only gotten worse. So we've seen the worst. Can we just now get a civic body going? I'm sure every Delhi citizens who voted for the MCD elections would just say that. A quick break. Stay with us. Up next is Rahul Kamal.
Wali painting, a mural art form of Maharashtra, gives Aurangabad a facelift ahead of a G20 inception meeting. A group of 120 women painted non-stop for 6 hours to complete the artwork.
वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट शो करते हुए हम लोग ये जो प्रोजेक्ट कर रहे हैं वारली का, वर्ल्ड्स लार्जेस्ट वारली पेंटिंग जो है, जिसका रिकॉर्ड पहले पूना में था, उसको पूना के रिकॉर्ड को ब्रेक करते हुए, उसको चैलेंज करते हुए आज हम सब लड़कियां, वी आर 120 लेडीज हियर वर्किंग फॉर दिस वारली पेंटिंग टुडे. और इसका सबसे बड़ा क्रेडिट जो जाता है, जो मेरी बहुत अच्छी फ्रेंड है, वो है नंदिनी घोडेले. ये कॉन्सेप्ट जो जहाँ से आई है, वो लड़की ने सर 21 इयर्स की लड़की है. दिस इज रियली अ मोटिवेशन टू ऑल द गर्ल्स ओवर हियर.
The work spread over 3200 square feet will enter the India Book of Records 2024 in the social and cultural category. This painting breaks the earlier record of 3050 square feet set by artists in Pune.
I congratulate all the dignitaries, those who have taken efforts, जिन्होंने इस इवेंट को एक सक्सेसफुल बनाया है, and congratulations to Aurangabad Municipal Corporation.
There were no professional artists among the 120 participants. They came from different professions like medicine, accountancy, and engineering. Bureau Report, India Today.
Tell us about the industry first. How is it going, and when we end the fiscal year, what would the numbers stand at?
In 22-23, we'll end up with about 75,000 crores of exports.
Okay.
And about total production of about 350,000 crores of mobile phones. That's where we are going to land up with. And the total electronic production will be approximately $90 billion. Total electronic exports should cross $20 billion.
The industry, on the other hand, has been seeking a lot of strength with respect to the PLI incentives. Even non-fiscal incentives also the industry seeks. So are you saying that the industry needs to move beyond PLI schemes and fiscal incentives or non-fiscal incentives and start work on their own so that they could probably then become Atmanirbhar?
There is some things which the industry can do. I think that will happen automatically once the scale kicks in. Once the scale kicks in, then you can't hold back Indian entrepreneurs. That is the tipping point where things will dramatically change, and that portion of disability will get taken care of. Before that, I think the governments have to kick in as far as infrastructure is concerned. See how better the power situation now is compared to 2 decades back. Now we need to do better in terms of pricing.
Last question, how are you seeing India's cellular manufacturing and electronics manufacturing industry going forward? How are the supply chains concerns for India, and are you in touch with the government for any incentives or schemes or any other support that you might be wanting, sir?
This is a very proactive government, and all of government and all of industry works together. The same thing we can say about Government of India and Government of UP. And in fact, in some ways, the government is running ahead of the industry in identifying the gaps of the industry and asking us what we need. I think it's a wonderful partnership, and I'm very optimistic about the future.
अजीज की आजादी तक और भारत की हमारा जिहाद फी सबीलिल्लाह हर क़वत पर जारी रहेगा.
Sayyid Salahuddin was at the funeral of Bashir Ahmed Peer, another designated Hizbul Mujahideen terrorist. These images are not from some far-flung area in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. These images, now viral in Pakistan and across the region, are from Rawalpindi, the headquarters of Pakistan Army, barely 20 kilometers from the capital, Islamabad. Here the terrorist once again as he threatens India.
कश्मीर की कुर्बानियों को सबताज होने की साजिशें हो रही. हमें आज अहद करना है खून के आखिरी कतरे तक इंशाअल्लाह वतन अजीज की आजादी तक और भारत की हमारा जिहाद फी सबीलिल्लाह हर क़वत पर जारी रहेगा. दो हाथ उठाकर अल्लाह से वादा करना.
And a large crowd assembled there to cheer Sayyid Salahuddin at the funeral of Peer, a terror handler from Kupwara. Peer, who hailed from Jammu and Kashmir's Kupwara district, had been living in Pakistan for more than 15 years. He was killed by an unidentified miscreant in Pakistan's Rawalpindi a few days ago. Bashir Ahmed Peer was designated a terrorist by India on October 4, 2022, under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act for his role in terror activities in the country. Bashir Ahmed was reportedly involved in uniting terrorists and the expansion of Hizbul Mujahideen, Lashkar-e-Taiba and other Pakistan-based terrorist organizations. According to a notification issued by the Union Home Ministry, Bashir was responsible for providing logistics to Hizbul Mujahideen terrorists, especially for infiltration into Kupwara, Jammu and Kashmir. He also coordinated with other terrorist groups for terror activities in Jammu and Kashmir. This comes 2 days after famous Indian lyricist Javed Akhtar showed mirror to Pakistan.
हम तो बंबई के लोग हैं. हमने देखा हमारे शहर पे कैसे हमला हुआ था. तो वो लोग नॉर्वे से तो नहीं आए थे. ना इजिप्ट से आए थे, वो लोग अभी भी आपके मुल्क में घूम रहे हैं। तो ये शिकायत अगर हिंदुस्तानी के दिल में हो तो आपको बुरा नहीं मानना चाहिए।
India gets its first ever transgender ward.